In this video, we're going to learn how to get rid of an emotional vampire who is a lover, a spouse, a fiance, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever you want to call your significant other. If you want to end the relationship, you follow the steps in the first several videos, but you include this part of it. It is very, very, very important that every relationship have closure. If you do not have closure, the relationship will never fully be ended. So, how do you end that and put closure on it without blame? It's so important that you do not blame the emotional vampire for the ending of the relationship. You don't point out all their flaws and everything they've done, or you will never get rid of that person as long as you live. I don't care if you move to the other side of the universe, they will spend their whole life trying to prove you wrong, to let you know that they are not what you think they are. An emotional vampire never feels closure when there is anger or animosity on their victim's end. As long as you hold an emotional attachment that has an energy to it, you will never get rid of that emotional vampire. So when you're putting closure on it, always make it about you. I'm ending this relationship because I don't feel the way I should about you. Because I think that you deserve more. Because I think it's time that I move on. It's okay to end a relationship with feelings of resentment and anger that you have, that you can work through. You are not going to ever, ever, ever feel better by unloading everything that that person's done onto them and walking away. And here's why. Let's say that person's highly emotionally disturbed and they play the ace in the hole card. The ace in the hole card is a sick card. It's emotional blackmail. If you leave, I'll kill myself. That's a very powerful statement for someone to make. That statement holds more power than any statement they've ever made to you before. Why? It shouldn't. It should never hold power. And if you want to remove the power from that statement, it's very simple. As soon as the emotional blackmail has been delivered, you diffuse it by simply saying, I really hope that's not how you truly feel, but if it is, then you do what you must do. It's not my decision to make. By my leaving, I am not forcing you to do such a thing. That is a choosing of your own. I choose to leave. How you choose to deal with it is your responsibility. And then they'll come back and say, but I told you I'm going to kill myself if you leave, and you're still choosing to leave knowing that I'm going to kill myself? And you just say politely to them, I have chosen to end the relationship. I'm not happy in the relationship anymore. I don't feel I can treat you the way you need to be treated anymore. My decision is to leave. Whatever decisions you make after that, I am not responsible for. Yes, you've told me if I leave, you're going to kill yourself. So you think that if I walk out the door, I want you to kill yourself, and you're wrong. The bottom line is, my decisions have been made. Yours haven't. You don't have to kill yourself if I leave. That's your choice. And I will not be held accountable for that. And once you've relieved yourself from that, if by chance they do try to harm themselves or they do harm themselves, you really are not to blame. Emotional blackmail and being held hostage by emotional blackmail is no way for anyone to live, and you don't have to live that way, and you don't have to feel guilty for decisions other people make. I can almost guarantee you 99.5% of the time that is the most idle threat there is. They do not do it. Or if they do, it is minor and it's just a cry for sympathy. Don't give it the power that it's intended to have. So that's the first and most important thing to convince yourself of understanding, is what role you don't take responsibility in and which ones you do. So when you end the relationship with an emotional vampire, it's important that you make it all about you and your decisions and not about them, that you don't give them energy to combat or to hope or to feed off of. When you leave no open doors, you won't have doors being knocked on. So it's really, really, really important to have closure, have understanding, and then not to falter. And, follow all the steps in the other 2 videos. You put them all together, and you will be able to walk away from this emotional vampire and not be severely harassed in doing so. If they contact you after you leave, you politely say, I've made my decision. May you have a wonderful life, and hang up. If they contact you about something you have to attend to, a closing of a bank account that was a joint, or it's always done with indifference. This is how I see it, or this is what I think we should do. Listen to what they say. If they say anything that goes outside the realm of the subject, you politely say, the subject is the checking account. I do not want to discuss anything more than the checking account. And you always bring it back to the focus of what it is. Don't get sucked into the petty little this and that game, or you will have energy flowing that will be drained, indifferent, and blasé. So the very last video in this series is going to be how to cure the emotional vampire in your life. And that will probably take the full 10 minutes, so I'm going to end this video here. And if you have questions and comments, please leave them. I know this isn't in-depth or complete. I'm giving you the most vague steps on how to do this. It's a very in-depth and detailed process. And if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm more than happy to answer in private email any of what I've said. This is just a basic place to start, but you have to expand on it yourself. I'm not a counselor. I'm not here to counsel, and counselors have an hour session with you. I have less than 10 minutes, so I hope that you guys can understand the remedial way that I'm delivering this information to you. So look for this last video, and thank you, YouTube. Have a great day.